Uno, dos, tres.
Okay, it's fine.
All right. Yep. No, no, I saw that. So
Take
first thing,
two, since my
and
laptop didn't work.
yeah, because I guess the volume wasn't working right. The microphone didn't do its job.
Right.
So short video clips was the first thing I wanted to talk about. I think that's a cool idea because, as I said in the first video,
Deja vu.
deja vu. It's like we didn't do this, but I feel like we did. Longer videos, kids don't really pay attention to because it's just a bunch of information at once, and it's like, ooh, movie day. I don't care anymore. So like the shorter ones, you can. It's like because like the brain's designed to like take in shorter bits of information quicker. It's kind of like what are they called? Like, shut up, Siri. What are they? Oh my god, I hate this thing so much. What is that called? Sound bites. It's like a sound bite almost. So like, because like you remember sound bites much more better than you do like a long news session. So like the idea of that, and then you just kind of quiz them on it, talk about it. So short clips are pretty cool.
I like the idea of short clips because for like the kinesthetic learner, like which kinesthetic learner is gonna want to sit there and watch a movie for 2 hours and stare at the TV screen? I know I'm not gonna want to because I want to move.
Like I said,
my learning style is just I can't just sit here and look.
yeah.
Like I need to be moving.
Like I said, with my students, when we watched a full-length movie, a lot of them just spaced out and stared at the wall or went to sleep. Whereas when we watched short video clips, they were more engaged, they answered questions, they had questions, and they were generally interested in what was going on.
Alright, so point number 2, pre-video questions. I thought this was a good point in the book because, like, what student wants to sit there and try to figure out questions during the movie because they're not going to learn anything from it. They're going to just try to focus on the questions that they're supposed to be answering. Rather than if you had a pre-video question sheet, they could answer the questions, then focus on the video, and then you could give them a post video question sheet that's the same as the pre, so then they can like pick up on what they learned and what they still don't know.
Instead of trying to find the answers while watching the video, they answer them beforehand and see if they're right.
Right. And they can like jot down notes during the video, so if they think of something while watching it, they can just write themselves a quick note so that they can see that when they're done watching the movie and they'll remember what they were thinking about without like taking away from actually like understanding the content of the video.
I think it's just a better way to help students learn and be engaged in what they're learning about.
Definitely.
Challenge the norm. You want to do your point next?
So our third point is this website called goanimateforschools.com, which I think is a really cool idea since if you used YouTube to watch videos, which I think is the like the standard go-to when you think let's watch a short video, you go YouTube. But I mean YouTube has so many different types of videos that can be distracting and inappropriate that I feel like if you gave students permission to go on YouTube, then they would suddenly like not be able to resist the urge to go look at cat videos or music videos or anything.
Watch PewDiePie.
Or anything. And so this website, Animate for Schools, is content censored, so you wouldn't have to worry about it being inappropriate. And I feel like it would discourage students from wanting to like goof around on the website because they wouldn't know it. It would have the word schools in it, so I think they'd be like, oh, it's a school website.
Yeah, like who wants to?
Boring.
I think that's good because there's obviously some content out there within, content or whatever that you don't want your students to see because they're not ready for it.
Right.
So.
And also inappropriate stuff because they know ways around the filters.
So
yeah.
So then if you just give them a site that just doesn't have it or just filters, and then you have the filter on top of the filter, it's being so filtered that there's no way.
And you definitely want them to actually be paying attention and not just goofing around on some other video.
Right, and you want them to be really searching for the one that helps answer the question. Then like, ooh, that cat was cute. I want that video. And now moving along, screencasts are cool because it's just the idea of like, instead of us sitting here talking, it's just a screen with just like text on it, or maybe it's like a drawing and there's just like an audio layover, so like someone's just talking or there's music or something. So I mean that's good for the kids who don't like being on videos and who are shy, like the interpersonal student. Like they don't have to because like that'd be hard for them to sit here and talk. Like it would bother them. It wouldn't be their way of doing things. So that would work really well for them. Just like having pictures and then they could just put audio or music over it. So screencasts are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the second point that I want to talk about, which is kind of ironic since we're doing a no edit video, is the no edit video because I feel like it allows students to just talk about what they want to talk about, and it also helps with the verbal learner because it lets them talk through whatever they want to learn and like to help with their learning process. So
The kinesthetic too, because I know even though I'm not a kinesthetic learner,
yeah,
sometimes when I'm moving around and like actively talking and pacing or whatever, I think of things a lot faster than I do if I'm just like sitting like, let's make a word web.
I think pretty well when I'm pacing.
yeah, I just,
I
like
always-
I'll be on the phone and I'll pace.
Yep,
I
I
do
do
that
that.
too.
I do like I like have like a pattern. I
Bless you.
pace.
Thank you.
I always pace in a pattern.
I walk
So-
in circles.
I definitely think that like the no edit video can help with. I'd say.
Just the stream of
Definitely.
conscious. What comes to mind
Yeah.
instead of worrying about like, does that sound right or
I'd
not?
say
Just
it helps
saying
with
whatever.
most all MIs.
It's a great way to talk out your feelings and stuff. You can do them in groups. You can do them by yourself. You can
Yeah.
do them while you're moving. You can just sit and do them. So
Yeah.
it's like awesome all the way around.
Yeah.
You can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
Do that with a hair. Do that.
You
Green
can
eggs
do
and
it
ham.
here, there. You can do
Do
it
it
everywhere.
everywhere. Oh.
You can have green eggs and ham in your video. All right.
Our brains.
Okay, yeah, so this one quote: "Our brains are wired to remember stories better than we remember lists," which I think is a great quote because if you just like write lists on the board all day, sure, I can take down notes and I can look at them later, but I'm not really gonna remember them. I'm gonna memorize them for 2 days and then I'm gonna forget. But if you tell me a story, and it's like a story that I'm really getting into listening to and like it captures my attention, then I'm gonna remember that story. 'Cause stories are fun. They're potentially interactive depending on this content, and they're just so much more engaging than just notes or sitting there and talking.
Yeah.
I like them because like in my content area of health, we use them a lot for like I wouldn't necessarily say like scare tactics, but they're considered scare tactics, and they help students learn like the consequences of certain actions that they may take, and they help with reducing risky behavior. So that's kind of
And it's more entertaining. It's fun. You'll remember it like more easily than you will just like a list of things.
yeah, and I feel like it gets the student like more engaged. Like if you tell an awesome story, it's gonna make that student want to like be in the classroom and learn about that content.
Right.
Because story time is always fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun, and you can like turn around to the video portion since that's what this chapter is all about, and like you can make small little video stories for your students. And like beginning of the class, you're gonna do a lesson, show them this short little fun video story that you created or that you found. This way, they like get a fun story, but they're still having the video aspect.
And on the last page of this chapter 6, it says educators need to possess strong sense of digital literacy in both the use and creation of video. And I think this is important because obviously us as educators, we need to know how to use it and how to create videos so that we can incorporate both aspects into our lessons in any unit. So, and that goes back to like designing lessons in our unit in Dr. Grace's class, because I know in my 6 lessons, probably 3 of the 6, so about half of them are using some type of video, whether it's creating or showing a video to get my students engaged. I don't know
Just to throw in one last point real fast, I know we talked about YouTube being like it can be a bad thing, but it is also really nice because it's an easy, simple user face because it kind of talks about that. It's very easy to upload things really quick. We're probably putting this on YouTube, so like it talks about that a bit, and I think like I mean most of us in this generation know how to use that, but I think like it kind of wraps up the whole point of like you gotta really understand what you're using before you try and teach it to other people. It's like if you don't understand what you're trying to make other people understand, they won't understand, and so I mean it's like a good first step is stuff like YouTube and stuff if you don't get this stuff. So because it's simply just click upload and there you go.
Yeah, it's really simple and easy to use.
So I think that's that. So if anyone wants to wave or dance, I don't know, like we did last time. There's not as much energy though. Bye.